What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Yesterday, it was actually this morning, we got home with the new Evo 4. I tried to go to sleep. I slept for about 2 hours, had so much on my mind with this new car that I had to come back to the shop. So I don't know exactly what we're gonna do today. I am completely out of it from all that driving. I do wanna get the car cleaned up and kind of get a rough idea of everything that the car needs. I am kind of thinking, I think I might respray the whole car. This is a car that I do want to keep for a very, very long time, and I do want it to be perfect. I kind of want to respray the whole thing, being that of course the wing already needs to be painted, the roof does. There's a little bit of fading on this pillar, so the whole pillar and quarter would have to be sprayed. The hood needs to be painted, some fading on the top of the front bumper, and then there was like a little dent right there on the door. Other than that, I guess the rear bumper as well. So as of already, the car needs a ton of, it doesn't need it. For it to be perfect, it needs a lot of paint work. Yeah, my mind's all over the place right now. Also, it was pretty dope. I went on YouTube this morning and saw that LZ just got an Evo 4 as well. I think his is red, and is it an RS? This is a GSR. And I don't know the exact difference. I don't know a ton about older Evos just because we never had them here in the States. But now that I have one, I definitely want to learn a lot more about them. I do want to add an Evo 5 to the stable, hopefully sooner rather than later. I love how the 5s look with the flares. 4 for now is like a freaking dream come true. And I don't know about you guys, if you're not into cars or not into Evos, I can see how you think this thing would be really freaking ugly, to be honest. Like, it's not that crazy looking of a car, especially stock. So I don't know. I haven't read any comments on the last Evo 4 video yet. I don't know how you guys like the car, but I hope you do like it. Either way, let's get this thing cleaned up. I'm gonna give it a good pressure washing, maybe do some vacuuming on the interior, and then I want to immediately get it on the lift, check out the whole undercarriage of the car, see the condition of the undercarriage, and then maybe take a look at the engine, try to start it. I have no idea what's going on with it. He said it was sitting there idling and then it died and then it would not start. It kind of sounds like a broken timing belt. Timing belt is right here, so the timing belt is off. Interesting. Yeah, let's get this thing cleaned up, boys. Well, that is definitely going on the lift, not straight, but it'll be all right. Let's get this thing up in the air. I'm a little bit concerned with the rust underneath. I was able to look under it when I was buying the car. but of course not on a lift, not in the air. So let's hope it ain't too bad. All right, let's see what we got underneath this thing. Let's grab a light so I can really show you the rust. All right, a little bit up here, a little worse than I would hope. It's not rusted through anywhere, which is of course good. Same thing on that side. Control arms have a little bit. Tunnel's not terrible. A little bit up in there, a little bit over there. Spare tire area, the whole back of the car, a little bit of surface rust. I don't see one single hole through the body anywhere, which is good. It does have some sort of exhaust on it, and they cut the muffler off. The muffler's currently chilling in the trunk. What else do we got? Underside of the drivetrain. A little bit wet from water, but I don't see any like oil. Timing belt is definitely not on the engine. All right, wonder what's wrong with this damn thing. Yeah, it's all there, it's all complete. Kind of want to pressure wash the underside, but I also kind of want to try to see what is going on with this car. I'm wondering why they pulled everything apart, pulled the timing belt off because it's in the trunk, and then put it all back together. It's a little bit confusing, a little bit concerning. So hopefully it's not some sort of catastrophic failure. I'm hoping it just skipped timing and bent a few valves, or just skipped timing and didn't bend valves. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plugs. I'm gonna drain the oil. I'm just gonna do a checkup on this and see if there's anything crazy that I see right off the bat. So it turns over, the plugs look fine. The top of piston number 2 looks really, really wet. I might just throw a timing bolt on it and see what happens. Pulled the wheel off, found that it had some sort of coilovers on it. I don't know the brand. It's a little bit hard to read. I'm sure someone in the comment section will know exactly what those are. Also went ahead and pulled the timing cover off, the lower timing cover. And I don't really see anything crazy going on in there. Of course, there's no belt on it. What I think I'm gonna do real quick is just go ahead and do a leak down test on it and see if it did indeed bend some valves. If it did, not a big deal. We can get her fixed. Of course, I could not find my leak down tester, so I built a makeshift. Now, what we're gonna do is just throw a little bit of air in each cylinder. Of course, we're not gonna know the actual leak down number. If you have a bent valve, you're gonna hear it coming out either the air filter or the exhaust. Or if it's a broken piston, we'll hear it coming out the oil cap. Well guys, everything checks out. Being that there's no timing belt on it, when I'm putting air into a cylinder, I'm having to rotate the cams over to get the valves to close because like I said, there's no timing belt on it. So everything checks out. I was able to get every cylinder to hold air from what it seems. Once again, it's a little janky doing it without a leak down tester. So I'm gonna pull the oil filter off right now. If that checks out, there's no crazy junk in there, then I think I'm just gonna slap a timing belt on it and try to fire it up and see what happens for myself. I think that's the best option. Filter is as clean as could be. Let's just go ahead and slap a timing belt on it and see what happens. Wouldn't that be wild if it just fired right up? I doubt it will, but you never know. New Gates bells on the car, fully timed, ready to go. I'm gonna try to crank it over right now. There's no plugs in it. And if it turns over fine and I don't hear anything catastrophic going on, I'll throw the plugs back in and the coils on and attempt the first start. So curious to see what the cluster and whatnot looks like. Ooh, we got some nice gauges in it. Damn, this is so sick. 142,000 kilometers. We got oil pressure, water temp, and a boost gauge. This is the coolest thing in the world. All right, let's see what happens. Dude. All right, plugs it is. Sounds healthy. No fire. Does kind of sound like a dead cylinder. I might do a quick comp test on it and see what we're getting for compression. Cylinders 1 through 3 are good. They're all around 110 PSI, which sounds low, but that is normal for this shitty hard rough rate gauge. Cylinder 4 is about 10 pounds lower, but I don't really care. That's not enough to make the car not start. So from here, we're gonna check to see, make sure we're getting spark. If we're getting spark, I'm gonna double check. I'm just gonna pull the feed line off for the fuel rail, make sure we're actually getting some fuel up to the injectors. And then if both of those check out, we'll continue diagnosing. This thing's gonna run soon. Maybe not today, but soon. From what I can tell so far, the car is not producing any spark. So let's start diving in. I'm gonna check all the fuses on the car, check the crank sensor, make sure all that's plugged in, cam sensors, make sure all that stuff is plugged in. I know there is an ignition coil fuse, so maybe that popped. It's gotta be something easy, which is exciting. All the fuses are fine. I did some reading online. It seems like they have some sort of immobilizer issue. So we're gonna check power for all the coils, cam, and crank sensor. And if all three of those don't have any sort of power with the ignition on, that means the immobilizer is giving us some problems. All of that checks out fine, so it's not an immobilizer issue. I'm gonna guess, I'm not gonna guess anything. We will get it sorted out. Today is Father's Day though, so I do need to wrap this video up here. We made some really good progress in the car. Timing belt is on. We have compression. The thing sounds healthy and wants to fire. If we had spark, we'd be driving this thing home today. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this thing. I am so freaking stoked. I'm trying to decide if I want to do like an OEM, complete OEM spec restoration. I already have the OEM EVO 4 wheels. Other than that, I would need like the OEM front lip. I think that's about it. A few little odds and ends. Maybe put a stock airbox back on it. Either do like an OEM restoration or do some mods here and there. I do want to repaint the whole car, I decided, which is going to be really fun. A lot of work, but it'll be a lot of fun. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Peace out, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow.